Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or much depending on your location. Today is Saturday, Nko Market. Happy weekend, I bring you the update. We can't swallow. 2 weeks sit at home. Police vows, threatens showdown in Southeast. Now the police, the Assistant Inspector General of Police, AIG, in charge of Zone 9, Omahia. This is the AIG that is in charge of the Southeast. AIG Echeng has said that the command would not tolerate the 2 week sit-at-home order declared by the Biafra agitators, particularly Simon Ekpa, who have declared that 2 weeks sit-at-home must be observed in the entire southeastern region of Biafra land, as the case may be. Now, the AIG spoke through the Zonal Police Public Relations Officer, that's Bruno Ańxîëty. He is a deputy superintendent of police. He said that allowing the order of the Simon Ekpa for the entire Biafrans or Southeasterners to sit at home for 2 weeks meant that the police had failed woefully in their duty. Ańxîëty spoke exclusively to newsmen, said, "Definitely the police will do their work, which is to secure lives and property." He said they cannot ask law-abiding citizens to stay indoors for 2 weeks because of a sit-at-home order issued by non-state actors. He went ahead to say that asking citizens to stay at home for 2 weeks will be a slap on the face of the Nigerian police, which they said they will not tolerate. He said, if law-abiding citizens are forced to stay indoors for 2 weeks, that means police have failed woefully. Therefore, he said the police will do everything within the ambit of the law, according to him, to ensure that the sit-at-home fails instead of the police to fail. In that regard, he said the AIG have directed, thus, I quote now, "The AIG has summoned a meeting of all the CPs in the zone. Equipment and manpower have been deployed to curb the menace of sit-at-home enforcers and other non-state actors in the zone. The CPs have been handed operational orders on how to checkmate the excesses of these non-state actors. We have identified the black spots and we have the nipping points. Manpower and heavy equipment have been deployed to man all the black spots." End of quote. Yes, the police spokesperson said that the aim of the operational orders was to reduce the movement of the non-state actors enforcing sit-at-home orders. That's what he said. Now, the police is saying, if sit-at-home that is built to take off on July 31 to end by August 14, if it's allowed to hold, it means police have failed woefully, and it's an embarrassment and discomfiture to the police, and we attend the police. The 1 week sit-at-home has come and gone. Yes, it was obvious that the 1 week sit-at-home was successful. It was declared by Simon Ekpa, not to cause panic, not to cause confusion, not to cause anarchy or chaos, no, but to protest for the demand or to protest the continued detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu against the court directive and judgment. That is it. And so this same sit-at-home of 2 weeks is also to call on the federal government to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally. It's not meant to foment trouble. So if police intends to foment trouble in the Southeast zone, they should be held accountable and responsible for any untoward, yes, any breakdown of law and order, if there is any, in the zone. The police should be held accountable for that. That is what we are saying. They should go and tell their boss to make their job less for them. They should go and tell their president, whoever is their president, to make their job easier for them, particularly in the eastern Nigeria, so they will not face this international discomfiture they are afraid of. Because as it stands, police is afraid of embarrassment, whereas they have embarrassed themselves in many ways. The international community is aware of the image of Nigerian police, even before the Nigerian people. They know that the police have reduced themselves to nothing Nobody holds police in any level of high esteem. Police is just, the number one in terms of corruption. It's murky. The police activities dirty. So they will not exonerate themselves from that. So they should go and tell their boss to do the needful, release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to lessen the embarrassment. Otherwise, they will face the embarrassment. Police will continue to face embarrassment in eastern Nigeria. There's no two ways about that. There's no escape route. The only escape route is go and do the needful. Go and pressure your boss to do what the court of competent jurisdiction have ordered. And that is the only way out. Otherwise, the embarrassment police will face in the southeast in the coming days will be woeful, monumental. Yes. So that is what we are saying today. Go and tell your boss to avoid this embarrassment that is coming, is looming, to do what the court have said. Nobody is pleading for leniency. No one is asking you to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because he's a political prisoner or a prisoner of conscience. Release him because the court of competent judicial have said so. Release him because the United Nations Working Group on Human Rights and Arbitrary Detention have said so. Release him, the international community is asking you to do so. That is the point we're making. Once UN have said it, that is international community. Yes. What we are waiting is for them to enforce it by brute force. That's what the federal government is waiting for. For the international community to enforce that directive they have made through the United Nations Working Group on Human Rights and Arbitrary Detention. But be that as it may, the Nigerian police and the government of Nigeria will continue to face embarrassment and discomfiture in the eastern Nigeria as long as they are keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in detention illegally against court directive and order. So Echeng, of course, you know him. He's the former CP in Anambra State. Of course, you know what he did in Anambra State. Echeng is the chief insecurity officer in Anambra, and today he's in charge of Zone 9. Umuahia. Zone 9 is the zone in charge of the entire southeast. So the Echeng has been promoted because of his activities against the Biafrans, because he's favoring the federal government. He's doing their biddings and trying to blackmail IPOB and the agitators for referendum and freedom of Biafrans. So, and all the killings he has been doing in Anambra State and some parts of Imo and the other adjoining states. So he has been promoted as AIG Zone 9, and so he's the chief insecurity officer. So watch out, Biafrans, for the enemies around. He's in charge of the whole eastern Nigeria now. Talking about the Echeng. So, woe betide the police. They should go and tell their boss to reduce the level of embarrassment and discomfiture they will face in the coming weeks, unless they do the needful. Obey the court order, obey the law of the land, enshrine yourself with the rule of law.